Hi, Eric.
Hi there.
Hi, Earl. And there's Patricia.
Some of you have some of you have some of you maybe don't have a public IV flat, so feel free to.
There's Susan and Dale.
Hi, Beth.
Hola, Beth.
Hey, Ellen, did you ever get my questions?
I did.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get mine, Ellen? It's Beth.
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Mine too, Ellen. I sent about a month ago.
Yes, you did, dear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I should have. I'm sorry. I should have responded when I got them.
Yeah, I sent one too, Ellen.
Are you still in need?
You know what? I will never say no. It's better to have too many.
Are you, are there particular types that you would suggest?
That's not for me to say. It's more for Thomas to say what he's looking for. But
how many do you have, Ellen?
I have not yet counted up. I probably have at least 25 now.
Oh, we probably need twice that many.
Oh, well, there we go. The other thing is, any holes that need filling, I will fill them. Any rewording of questions, I will reword them. I'm the word girl. It's not a problem.
Thank you.
So if you have ideas, anybody, if you have ideas, Brian, send them to me. Yes, dear. Yes, I'm on a meeting. Can you hear him?
Oh, oh yeah.
Yes.
He has something to say.
He sure does. He doesn't usually bother me during meetings.
Mine just went outside.
Dinner time again.
Everything. Oh well.
So before we get started, I just wanted to acknowledge that today is the 2-year anniversary of the massacre at Tree of Life.
Mm-hmm.
And to say to
I'm doing choir.
To our members who are part of this faith, first of all, that we're with you.
That's how I do my choir now.
Our sadness is your sadness. And just to say to the rest of us, Pittsburgh people, people of the world, that anything we can continue to do by voting, by writing, by speaking, to reduce the gun violence in this country, all the better. But I have been thinking about our dear Tree of Life people, 1 mile from our house here, and how real it all still seems. So my heart goes out.
Here, here, I agree, Polly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's, sorry, I'm just eating my dinner. I roasted some Brussels sprouts with manchego cheese and bacon.
Oh, you're such a tease.
Sorry. warm up a little bit, yeah? Just so that you mute yourself, and we'll go through a couple exercises today before we split off into our breakout groups. I know my piano's out of tune. Let's use the word bravo. And be sure you roll the R on the bravo, yeah? Here you go, ready? And. And be sure that you try to make every note your best note, even vibrato on everything. Let's do that same one again. Ready? Begin. And do your best to fill up the room. You're going to feel like you're singing too loud. I understand. But just fill up the room with your sound so that you're actually producing a nice full tone. Ready? Begin. Every note your best note. Go. And one more. Breath. Okay, the one nice thing about it is you'll never be judged for the sound that you made, except by yourself, yeah? So here we go. Let's do this. Let's get your brain really involved. And let's do line do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, and so forth. We'll go that slow. Ready? Begin. Back down. How'd you do? Who made no mistakes? Let's try it one more time then. Yeah, one more time. It's still that same tempo. Just try to get your brain to see either a scale or maybe stairs or maybe a bouncing ball or I don't know, whatever is going to help you to do that. Here we go. And. Okay. Here we go. Ready? And now. E-O, E-O, E-O. Be sure to connect it first. E-O. Be sure to connect the E to the O. E-O. And give it a little bit of a pulse of your support. E-O, 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 oh, 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 and then bounce on your way down. Ready? And go. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And we'll use our low voice on I Love to Sing, right down the scale. And. Find your low voice. Tenors, you might have to go up. And one more. I love to sing. I'm sure that's the bottom for most of the sopranos and altos, which is okay. All right. So let's see. Do we have any announcements before we split up? I want Brian Filtz to stay with me, though, just to correct some diction. Patricia, you're muted.
There we go. So in terms of announcements, tomorrow evening is Smoke and Steel at 7:30. I'm sure you've all gotten the announcement. We weren't able to really differentiate, so you will have to put in your name and email address as a registration, but please do. The registrations have been going well, and there's quite a few people whose names I don't recognize. So they're not even necessarily our usual ticket buyers, which is quite interesting and exciting. So we hope we'll see you all at 7:30 tomorrow.
Question.
Go ahead, Claudia.
Will we get an email tomorrow to be able to log in?
I can do that. Yes, we can send you a reminder.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thanks, Patricia.
Well, you'll see at the beginning and the middle and the end of the performance, I had a nice dialogue with Nancy Galbraith, and we just talked about the piece. That was just last week. We had a nice conversation. So I think it'll augment the production, and I think you'll enjoy it. To be honest with you, some of it I had forgotten about, some of the piece, but it was really nice to listen to it again and to see it. So if you participated in it or even if you didn't, it's a really worthwhile piece of music. And so I would say, just be sure you check in and listen to it. You'll see all your friends. It was nice to see Ray DeVries in it, who was not with us any longer. It was great to see Gabe in the orchestra, who's not with us any longer. So yeah, I would recommend watching it. It's a real historic piece about historical things and about Pittsburgh, written by Nancy and conducted by me, of course.
There will be a question and answer period at the end with Thomas. So please think of good hard questions that you can ask. There'll be a chat that you can contribute your questions to. I believe it will be throughout the performance, but I'm not 100% sure exactly when it'll kick in.
Patricia, is the libretto, the words going out to the people who registered?
Good reminder, thank you.
Thanks.
I think it's on the website, but yes, we can send it out as part of a reminder. So that, I don't have any more announcements, Thomas.
Okay, well, you can send us to our breakout rooms.
Okie doke, here we go.
We're gonna keep Brian. I'm keeping Brian though.
Yep.
Here we all are.
Hey, gentlemen. Give a few seconds here for everybody else to join in. I think we got a total of what, 20, how many guys we got? Something like 25, 26 in total. I think that's what it was.
Must be a lot of absences
Here we go.
tonight.
Here we go. They're coming. Yay. All right, guys.
You got
What,
2 tenors and 25 baritones.
Something like that, yes. All right. Is that everybody? Okay, I guess it is. All right, good to see you again. All right, so I want to, here we go. Okay, a couple more. We're getting. All right, so let's go on from last time I spent, I think, too much time on rhythm stuff, but it's a very foundational, very important aspect of reading music and for, counting things out, knowing where you are from moment to moment in music. So it's still, I think it was still a worthy use of our time, especially I know those of you who are not still really are beginners on this stuff. So let's, we're going to focus mostly on the starting with the solfege and then putting it on the page, okay? So make sure everybody's muted, all right? You're muted. So here, one, two of you. There you go. All right, so, okay. All right, so solfege, as we know, they're used for understanding, kind of developing an intuitive understanding and sense of different steps of the scale, of the diatonic major or minor scales. So we already started, we did a little solfege singing already in the warm-up, so that's good. Let's start practicing just some intervals like we did last time, just kind of review that idea. So keep ourselves in C major. Y'all hear the piano okay? Right? C major. So there's your do. So mute, everybody, make sure you're on mute. All right. And let's try our solfege, the major triad. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Just sing that. Ready?
Do, mi, sol, mi,
Yeah,
do.
there's still a couple you need to mute yourselves.
Eric.
Yeah.
Eric and George, I think, are still.
So how'd I sound?
Groovy. All right, try it again. Ready? And do, mi, sol, mi, do. All right, so the good thing about that, once you have that automatic, all right, in fact, you can do it in inversions like this. Do, sol, mi, sol, do. Let's try that. Do, sol, mi, sol, do. In fact, let's try do, sol, do, mi, do, sol. Let's try that. So, do, mi, do, so. So you can do it in inversions and any, starting on any note. But those three notes, those three steps of the scale are all one of those notes. Actually, I should put it the other way. Any note that you're after in the scale that you want to get, you can find it's one step away from one of those notes. Make sense? All right, so that's the beauty of that. So I would recommend getting those so automatic that you can do that. You can just pluck any note of the scale. If I say la, you can think do, mi, sol, la. It's just one note away, right? Whatever note you're after, it is one note away from one of those three reference points you can use, okay? So just keep that in mind. Make sure that, and just practice getting that as automatic as possible. So let's try a couple of examples of that. So here's your do. Let's try finding fa. Okay, so using those reference points, it's obviously fa is next to either mi or sol, right? So just find either mi or sol, and then sing fa. All right, so if you're sol, it's one note down. If it's mi, it's one note up. Okay, so here's your do. Do. Now sing fa. Yeah, make sure you're on mute, everybody. Make sure everybody's on mute, man. All right. Okay, so good. So you got the idea. Now let's practice doing some of this sheet that I have. This solfege sheet. I think I showed you this last time. We didn't have time to really run the thing more than one or two of these. So let's practice. So make sure I'm sharing this. Just a second. Okay, so I'm going to share this, and you should be able to see. All right, everybody see it? Is it good, big enough size? Is it, right? Should I zoom it? think we're in good shape. Okay. All right. So let's try, I'll walk you through just the process. And again, I know this is, a lot of this is basic for many of you, but it's still something that is, it's good to kind of have some examples of how you can cognitively process one note from the next if these things are not automatic, intuitive to you yet. So let's look at this number, this first one. So we've got the do, and of course, as we know, as long as you can remember do, as long as you can find your way back to do wherever you are, you're golden. All right, that reference point's that anchor. So do, go from do to mi, obviously we know if you can do the do, mi, sol, if that's automatic enough, you just go from do to mi, right? Or you can also go do, re, mi, you can hear the re, mi in between, right? So there's different ways to hear that. Do, mi, sorry, so from mi to sol, how you find that? Well, you can either go mi, fa, sol, or you can go mi, sol. If your do, mi, sol is automatic, right? The next one, go back to mi, right? Sol, mi, it's right where you were just before, right? This, and by the way, that skill of going from one note to the next and then back to the one you were just at, that's a pattern you want to develop the habit of looking for in all the music that you're sight singing. Really good skill to have. All right, so then from mi to la, how do you find that? Well, 2 ways. The first one is the easier one with the training wheels. Mi, fa, sol, la. You can audiate all those notes in between, or you can just go do, mi, sol, la. So la is one note above sol, right? If you have sol as your reference point that you can get to automatically. Does this make sense? Right? So that's how you do it. And then from la, ti, that's easy. It's just one note, right? And then from ti to re, how do you get that? Well, ti, do, re. Re is one note away from do, right? So, etc. So that's how you can do it. There's two basic ways: audiate every note in between, or just find, if you have that do, mi, and sol automatic enough, you can just pick one of those reference points that's next to that note, and voila, you got it. It's one note away. So let's try that. In fact, let's do this first exercise by. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you your do. All right, we're going to sing do together. Then again, make sure you stay muted. I will give you that. We'll sing that note. Then I'll give you a pause. Hear it first. All right. I really want you to focus on developing that skill, hearing the note in your mind's ear as clearly as possible. That's called audiation. That skill, and that is an essential skill for singers. Absolutely, and even more so than, I mean, for any musician really, but even more so for singers, because unlike other instruments, we don't have a key to press or a slide on the trombone position or whatever it may be. Whatever, there's no mechanical physical thing that we can do. It's all up here, right? So that's why this is so important. So again, I'm gonna give you the note. We're gonna hear the note first, then I'll give you the cue to sing it, and then we'll move on to the next note. Got it? So here's your do, right? So sing do. Do, right? Now, hear the next one in your head. Hear it first, as clear as you possibly can. And now sing it. Mi, right? Again, this first few are just the solfege notes. All right, hear the next one. Hear sol. Now sing it. So try to be as in tune as possible. It really is important that you're not only hearing it and not only getting the approximate interval, but you're really singing it as precisely as possible. So there's so, and then here the next one's easy because we were just at it, right? Next one. Mi, right? All right, now go from mi to la and use one of those 2 methods that I gave you before. Hear it first. Sing it. La. So you hear mi, fa, sol, la, or mi, sol, la, right? Hear the next one. Ti. Ti, right? Hear the next one. Sing it. Re. Or you can sing re, whichever octave is comfortable. Next one's back to sol. Hear it. Sol, right? Next one's easy. It's just one note down. Fa. Back to do. How do you do that? Just remember it. Do, right? Next one. Re. Hear the soul. Hear it and then sing it. So. Back down to do. Do, ba, do, whichever one. Okay, all right, let's try number 2. Second exercise here. This one is a little more involved, little not as easy as the first one. Okay, so so again, find one of those 2 methods. Either audiate all the notes in between, or think your do, mi, sol. That find those reference points and then find it. One of those 2. And once again, we'll hear it first, really focus on hearing it, and then singing it. Got it? Here we go. Here's your do, sing do. Ready? Do or do. Higher octave. Next one's la. Hear it first. Now sing it. La. Right. Next one's easy. One note down. Hear it first. And sing it. So. Hear the next one. It's one note above do. Re. Hear the next one. It's one note below do. Sing it. T or T. Right? Back to re. Hear it. And then sing it. Re. Hear the next one. So. Down to mi. Hear it. Sing it. Mi. Right? Hear the next one. Sing it. Re. Hear the next one. Sing it. Do. All right. Hear the next one. Right back to me. Mi. Right. Hear the next one. Hear the la first. Now sing it. La. Right. And then back to do. Sing the do. Do or do. Good. So again, I know this is elementary, but it's really good to have this guided practice, actually really practicing not just really practicing the audiation aspect of it. All right, one more of these and we'll do this, just go right from one to the next. All right, we'll go slow, but still we're gonna move right from one to the next so you won't have as much time to really audiate. All right, so let's see how more quickly we can do this. Number 3, here we go. Here's your do. All right, and I'll tell you what, I'll give you, let's try this. I'll give you a real steady tempo like this. All right, so you're gonna think do, hear it, re, sol, etc. Okay, so in each off beat, you're gonna audiate the next one and then sing the next one. Got it? So here we go. Ready? Sing it together. And do, re, sol, fa, ti, re, sol, ti, mi, re, mi, ti, do. How'd you do? Get a little faster at it? All right. Okay, so time we got, I think we got until 8:30, something like that. All right, I'll tell you, let's close that out and let's start let's apply that now to notes on the page. Actually see the notes, and then we'll have
Hey, Ben, I've got a practical question.
Sure, yeah, I was going to say any questions. Yeah, any questions, please ask.
In that last exercise, I was at C after the 3rd note because I don't have the solfege syllables memorized as to equivalent steps of the scale. I mean, you write and I'm saying fourth, seventh, ninth. What the hell is that? I don't know. What can you do to help this kind of brain?
Well, that comes with practice. To do that automatically, I would recommend just singing your do, mi, so, do, so, mi, do. Just do that so many times. Just drill that until that's automatic, okay? Or just sing the whole scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You know, do that as often as possible, just a couple times a day, you know, and just at least. And the more you get, like any skill, really, especially in this kind of thing, the more often you do it, the more automatic it'll get. So yeah, that kind of thing is just a matter of just plain drilling it, right? Doing it often enough until you get it. Of course, you can try it without the solfege, like if you think that you can really hear those intervals without the syllables themselves. But if you trip over the syllables, it's okay. I mean, that's not really the point. Is exactly, you know, the point is that they are to help you know what step of the scale you're on and to start to develop an intuition of actually hearing them. Okay, so yeah, if you trip over those, sometimes that's okay. So don't worry about that. But like I said, if you want to really get that
scale on
automatically,
my computer because I also can't remember them.
yeah, absolutely. Or yeah, that's right. Write in a cheat sheet. Write them down somewhere for you. Put them on a notepad, on your mirror, you know, wherever, whatever. Really, it's the more, as I said, the more often you do it, the more frequently you do it, it will become automatically. It's automatic at some point.
Hasn't worked in the first 50 years.
Well, I mean, you just haven't done it often enough. You know, I know you've done it for so many years, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, and that's true. Everybody's brain is different, you know? So, but like I said, I wouldn't worry about that so much. It's really the important thing is that you hear the intervals and that you develop that intuitive step of the scale, which I know you can do. Yeah, don't worry. No worries about that. All right, let's practice putting these on a sheet, on the sheet, actually seeing the notes on the staff. So first of all, you know how the staff works, right? It's the 5 parallel lines. You got the lines and spaces. The notes go up incrementally, space line, space line, space line, right? Now the note names themselves, we're not going to get into yet, but I'll give you some tips on how to you know, learn those, get those memorized as well, if you want to actually know the note names on the treble or bass clefs. All right, let me see if I can share this. And again, I hope I'm putting this the right resolution for you to see. Share screen. All right. So let's, so we've got C. You see number 1 here. We've got that first note, there's your C. All right, now first of all, how do you know that? This is the treble clef. It's also known as the G clef because the little squiggle, the little swirl, curls around that line to designate it as G. And of course, once you have one note, then you can find the other. That's your reference point. So there's G, A, B, C, D, E, and upward and so forth, right? So that G, so there's G, F, E, D, C, and that it's 5 notes down, you know that's C, okay? And of course, there's no key signature, no flats or sharps, meaning it's C major or A minor in some cases. We won't talk about minor today. That's a whole nother conversation. So there's your C, and we're going to have that. So that's your do. So you do, re, do, right? All right, so let's take a look at the 3rd line here. You see where my mouse is, starting on this line, all right? Let's sing this. Now, this is another exercise that's good for helping actually those of you who are kind of tend to trip over the syllables sometimes. This is another thing that can actually help you to practice to do this every day. So here's, you're gonna go do, re, do, mi, do, fa, so, right, and so forth. Okay, so let's try that. Just do that together. Ready, and do, mi, re, do. Even I did it, see? So it can happen, that's right. And as I said, the important thing is not so much that you never screw that up. It's mostly important that you are actually singing the right pitch, right? You're just using these reference points. All right, let's try it again. Here we go again. And I'll also make sure that you're following, looking at the actual notes, so you can we're not only hearing the intervals and audiating, you know, the notes in between or whatever you may need to do to help, but you're also seeing them visually like this, okay? So actually do that. Ready, here we go, ready, and do, re, Now it goes opposite. It goes, now we can do it the other way. Do, do, ti, do, la. Right, you can do that backwards. So let's try that right here on this line. Ready, and. Do, do, ti, do, la, do, so, do, fa, do, mi, do, re, do. Okay? Now let's try this one down here, the bottom line. This one. Right? So this time we're going back to the top do every time. Ready? And do, ti, do, la, do, so, do, fa, do, mi, do, re, do. Again, another exercise to do frequently. I would recommend doing that every day at different speeds. You know, start as slow as you can do it perfectly, and then speed up and see how fast you can do it without making any mistakes. Okay? All right, so that's the idea. Now let's try them in different orders. You see what we've got here? Let's try number 5. This one should be easy because guess what? Do, mi, sol, do, right? So sing that together. Ready? And do, mi, sol, do. Right? Let's try number 6. This one should be easy because it's just you're just going from do to fa and then do to fa again, right? But make sure that you actually hear do and fa. So you should by now have the automatic do, mi. The do to fa is just one note higher, right? So let's try that. Ready, go. Do, fa, right? Let's try number 7. And this time I'll let you do it by yourselves. I won't sing it or play it this time. Okay, ready? Number 7. Here's your go. Ready, and. Now let's do it together one more time, and I'll play it for you this time. And. Do, mi, fa, do. Right? Easy. Let's try number 9. This one right here. Ready, and. Do, re, sol, do. Okay. Let's try number 10. And sometimes at this point now, it may be more beneficial to look ahead before we really say. I mean, you should always do that, but this time I think it would help you more to know what's coming. So you can have a strategy. So you have your do, re, mi. That's really easy because it's just the first 3 steps, right? Do, re, mi. And then how are you going to get la? From mi to la, you have to think mi, sol, or mi, fa, sol, la, right? So have that in mind before you actually do it. Give yourself a chance to actually be ready for it. Okay, number 10. Here we go. Ready, and. Do, mi, sol, do, re, mi. See, I did it again. I'm thinking of too many things at once here. We'll try it again. And. Do, re, mi, la. Right? Mi to la. All right, let's try another one that's maybe a little more challenging. Let's try number 18. Let's try that one. So again, first look at it before we sing it, and you'll see that the first interval is do to la, right? So you already map out a plan. What are you going to do? You're going to hear do, mi, sol, and then the next note up to la. And then from la, and then you have la, ti, do. That should be easy, right? So really the only challenge is hearing that do to la at the beginning. All right, so let's try it. Ready, and. Do, la, ti, do, right? That's the idea. All right. Now let's try practice. Let's just melodies. All right, number 10. Let's try this one. First of all, we have your key signature, or time signature. It is 3/4, so 3 quarter notes per measure. So 1, 2, 3. All right, and we're starting on the top do. Do. Now, does anybody remember the skill, the habit, I should say, that I gave you last time that is really, really important to build to get faster at sight singing. Has to do with where your eyes are. Anyone remember?
You said look ahead. I don't remember the
Yep,
exact
have your
phrase.
eye at least one note ahead from wherever you're singing. So in this case, we're going to go at a slow enough clip. You could probably look two notes ahead or maybe more. When you have a half note like this one right here, that gives you plenty of time to say, oh, this next note, you don't even have to think about it because that's the same note, right? Then you can look all the way to the next measure and see that these two notes are the same. All right, so you should have enough time to do that. All right, here we go. Ready? 2, 3. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, sol, la, sol. Look ahead. Sol, sol, fa, sol, la, sol, la, ti, do. All right. Again, have that, building that habit of hearing the notes, seeing the notes at least one note ahead of wherever you are singing. All right, let's try one with some more variety of rhythms here. Number 8, this top line right here. So once again, look ahead. So this one still doesn't have any skips to it. It's still all stepwise, except for this octave jump here. And let's see if we can, again, build the habit of having, even with these 8th notes, having your eye at least one note ahead every note we're singing. Here we go. Ready? We've got 4/4 time as well, by the way. Ready? And. Do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All right, pretty easy. Okay, let's look ahead. Actually, let's try this one, number 11, because this one has a tie in it. So looking ahead here, it also goes up above the top do, right? It goes a little bit higher than the other one did. And then we have a tied rhythm. See that? That means you don't re-articulate that second note. All right, let's try number 11. Ready, and. Do, ti, do, ti, do, re, mi, re, do. Tie. Ti, la, sol, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All right. Number 12, let's try that one. Still in C major, and this one starts on what syllable? What's that first note? It's not do.
Sol.
Sol.
It's your soul. That's right. Sol. So 3/4 time. Ready, and go. Sol, fa, mi, re, do, ti, do, ti, la, ti, do. All right. So again, you have it getting a little bit above and below just that octave. Okay. So again, intervals that are beyond just a step. We've got a practice here. This is just do, mi, and sol. All these are. It's called arpeggio, right? That means you're singing all the notes in sequence of a chord. So let's try this. Let's try the first one, number 1. So this is just all do, mi, and sol. So here's a good way to practice not only hearing that tonic triad, but actually seeing it on the page and giving a practice. So wherever you see it, if it's in, whatever the intervals that are around, whenever you see a do to mi or a mi to sol or a sol to do or whatever it may be, it clicks, it becomes more automatic. So that's what this practice will help with. Here we go, ready? And. Do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, do, sol, 2, 3, 4. Do, sol, mi, sol, do, sol, mi, sol, do, sol, mi, sol, do, do. All right. So let's try another one. Let's try number 4. This one will give you a chance to audiate between the notes a little bit more because we have a couple rests. All right, so let's try number 4. Ready, go. Do, rest. Mi, so, do. Look ahead. So, mi, do. Look ahead. 3, 4, do, mi, so, rest. Do, so, mi, do. Okay, now let's try a couple practices that have a combination of steps and jumps within that tonic triad. Let's try number 3. This one right here. Starting on the top do. Do. So again, this will be a combination of steps, and the only jumps will be between those the tonic triad, those do, mi, and sol. Ready? And do, ti, la, so, so, so. Look ahead. So, mi, re, do, ti, do, mi, fa, so. Looking ahead. So, la, ti, do, so, do. Okay. So let's look at a couple more exercises. Let's try this one, number 8, right here, this top line. This one has, again, a combination of steps and jumps within the scale. Here we go. Starting on that first note, first of all, which step of the scale is that? It's got the number right there.
Sol.
5th step of the scale, sol, right? So, do, mi, sol. Right? So let's try this exercise right here. Number 8. Ready? And. So, mi, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, do, ti, la, so, do. Okay? Again, combination of steps and jumps, which is what we more often than not have in repertoire. Okay, I guess we could try a couple things with different. Wait, that's the same one. Yeah. Let's try a couple in a different key. All right, so here we go. Got number 9, which is in G major. And by the way, did you all get the email, the forwarded email that I sent with some of the resources to help practice? Right? Did that? Okay, I didn't. I thought that.
Yeah.
Because some of those things were things that I discussed with the ladies last time. But I assume that it was sent out to everybody. Okay, good. So with key signatures, so this just tells you, what note is do, of course, and the sharps and the flats. I don't know if you looked at the link that I sent out, but a real quick trick for knowing. First of all, you do have to know the steps of the notes on the staff, of course, right? So treble, clef, G, A, B, C, D, right? So once you know that, then you can use these 2 tricks for helping you find what key you're in, once you actually know the note names. So for key signatures with sharps, the last sharp, in this case, there's only one sharp, okay? But the last sharp is T. However many sharps there are, the last one is T. So in this case, we have one sharp only, and it is on F, making it F sharp. So that means F sharp is T. What's the note above that? G. So there's do. T, do, right? So that's how you can find your do. Now with flat key signatures, the last flat is fa. So look at number 11 here. You see this? We've got 2 flats. This last, so we've got a B flat and got an E flat. So E flat then is fa. So E flat is 4 notes above what note? B flat. So that's how you know it's in the key of B flat. So, so fa, mi, re, do. That's how you can find the do. Okay. All right. Let's try our G major first. So here's your G. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay. So there's your. So it starts on do. Do, mi. So let's try this in G major. Number 9. Ready and. Do, mi, re, fa, sol, fa, mi, do, mi, re, do. There's how it's like singing in a different key. Let's try this one, this number 11, the one that's in B flat major. B flat. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, do. So, of course, it does start on do, right? It's B flat right here. Do, and the next note is sol, right? So again, always scan, look through it, find any things that may trip you up, maybe a little, it may come a little fast. This is mostly stepwise, so it should be pretty easy, right? Look at this last measure right here. If you'll notice, got do, ti, and then re. So yeah, make sure you know that jump, that there's a jump there. Otherwise, it's all stepwise after the first bar. Okay. So here's your do. Let's try number 11. Ready and do, sol, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, ti, re, do. All right, some practice. It's like singing in different keys. Let's try another one. Let's try this number 12. Again, the same key. B flat major. Now, in this case, it does not start on do. What does it start on?
Mi.
Sol. Sol. So here's your do. Sol. Number 12. Let's try it. 3/4 time. All right, make sure you 3 beats in each bar. Ready and go. Sol, la, ti, do, re, do, mi, fa, mi, re, ti, do. Okay. All right. Now let's practice doing some 2-part sight singing. So of course, in choir, we know that we sing more than one note at a time, right? In a group. So obviously you have to be able to hold your own against other notes. And so we're used to doing this, but it is really a skill that is another layer on top of just reading a single line of melody, right? So let's take a look at this at exercise number 70 here. The top 2 CDCs, of course, these 2 staves are bracketed together, so you know that they're together. We have 2/4 time. That's the time signature. We've got 2 beats in each bar. We've got the top staff is in treble clef, bottom staff is in bass clef. Basses, of course, we are used to singing in bass clef almost all the time, right? Rarely do we have a single line of something or any, or maybe some of us baritones, Thomas will occasionally ask us to jump up to the tenor line for a couple notes or something like that, right? Tenors, of course, you are used to singing in both clefs. More often than not, you're singing in the treble clef, but tenors also, depending on how it is scored, if it's in 4 staves or just 2 for SATB. All right, so, and of course in the bass clef, I think we all know, that is also known as the F clef, because those 2 dots there are surrounding this line to indicate that that's F. So that's how you get your reference point. And of course, it's an octave lower than the treble clef. All right, so let's try, and of course in tenors, you also sing it an octave lower in the treble clef. It usually has that little H on the bottom. So we'll pretend that that's there, okay? So let's try first, everybody singing this top line. Everybody sing the top line. I will sing the bottom line, and then we will switch, okay? And you'll find that they actually cross, I think, for 1 or 2 notes. And some of them are, No, actually, you know what? No, those are, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. I'm sorry. Those are actually all the same. Okay, yeah. Let's take a look. Let's do this one. This is the one that's actually in harmony. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I forgot those are actually both staves are the same. This one's different. Okay, number one, this top exercise right here. We're going to have everybody singing. All of you are going to sing this top line, right? This top staff, the treble clef, basses and tenors, and I will sing the bottom staff. Okay. Now, if you look at it, because again, we are in our C major. Now, your bottom staff, you'll see that I won't be singing for the first 2 beats, right? So don't be thrown when I come in there, right? So look ahead. You see that you have very few jumps, right? This first measure, you have 1, right? You have do, re, do, la, sol. Do, re, do, la, sol, right? So make sure you're ready for that. Again, you'll all sing this by yourselves, and I will sing the bottom one, and we'll sing a little duet, alone together, right? Here we go. So you start on that top one. Ready, go. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me stop. I just wanted to, just so you know, a heads up. I'll be singing on do, 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 just so you don't hear other solfege syllables being sung at the same time as you.
Can you count a tempo for us?
Yeah, I'll give you a tempo, okay? So it'll be more like this, okay? So again, you're all singing the top staff, and I'll sing the bottom bass clef line, okay? And again, remember, I don't come in until the third beat of that bar. So here's your top do. Ready, and. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. You do okay? I'm sure you probably did. Let's swap it now. Everybody, basses and tenors, looking at the bottom staff. Now you're going to sing what I just sang, and I'll sing the top line. Again, the notes cross. You see this bar in particular, that third bar crosses, so don't let that throw you. All right, so you don't come in until the third beat of this bar. So I'll start on that, and then you come in here. So everybody, bass and tenors, now you're all singing this bottom staff. Here we go. Ready, and. Do, 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 do. How'd you do? Try it again? Let's try one more time. Same thing. All right, here we go. I'll sing again. I'm starting. You don't come in until the third beat. Here we go. Ready, and. Do, 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 do. Okay, so this is actually the gold standard of sight singing, believe it or not, being able to, without any accompaniment or help, sing and hold your part while sight reading with other notes at the same time. That really is the top skill to develop in this. So I trust that you did pretty decently with that. Do we have time for one more? Are we back? 2 seconds.
Thomas, how's the opera going?
It's going to be just beautiful.
When can we listen to that?
I'll send out the link to it when it's done. It's being edited right now, but it's going to be just beautiful. You'll be very surprised. And there was no scenes that were shot with more than one person in it. And with the editing, you're going to believe that there were group scenes. It's really very beautiful. So Ben, why are you back and the other guys are not here?
That's a good question. Well, I see them. They're all here.
We're here.
Oh, you are? Okay. I'm on the wrong page. Oh, I see you. There you are. So do we have any announcements before we all go? Or any questions, or anybody has something to to say. Wait a minute, if you're talking to me in the chat, I don't see it. Let me go look.
Just,
I did, Julie, and I'll get back to you.
It's good to see you, Claudia.
It is indeed.
Thanks, Ellen. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Thomas.
And
Good to be
just
here.
remember that there is no rehearsal next Tuesday
Right.
on election day.
Right.
When is
Except, I don't know about you, but I voted already. I mean, I did my
Me
paper,
too.
and they let me know that it went through and it was counted and everything. So, but it's still good. You know, who knows how long the lines are? Because as I look around, they look like they're long everywhere for people who are voting in person.
Thomas, I have another question about the recording.
Yes.
So I started making some versions, and I might still end up sending more than one version, but I guess my question is, if I have parts of it here and there that I think could be better, but I think otherwise it's a pretty good version, should I go with that version or just keep?
I think you should go with that version, yeah. Because the thing about documenting singing, I don't think singing is meant to be documented. It's supposed to happen in the moment, and we should all enjoy it. But since it's gonna last forever, as long as ever is, we want to make it as good as possible. But you know, there comes a point where you have to say to yourself, okay, I did the best I could. I'm moving on.
Right. Okay, so I did several versions, and one other thing, one of them that I think sounds really pretty good, my headphones falls off. I mean, it starts falling and I adjust it. Is that going to look too bad?
Oh, it depends. I mean, I would say if it sounds good, don't worry about it.
I'll send a couple versions.
Right.
Okay.
If anything sounds horrible, we'll just mute you.
And a quick question on that. So which track do you want us to record? Does it matter which track we record it to? Because it seems to be the same version, just sometimes with people singing along as well.
It doesn't matter. Either one, whichever one's going to be most accurate for you, because once it's recorded, once we get your recording, we're going to drop out the track anyway. So
Yeah, because it seems like the alto version, the alto is singing a little bit behind the beat, but
then go with the accompaniment. I haven't heard that version, so.
Okay.
Just FYI, Chris Boyd requested that everybody record with the version that has the 4 core singers on it. I think there might be some issues with that as well, but that was Chris's request. And
because they're not all together, they don't all sound together.
Yeah, Patricia, I don't get, aren't they, isn't it the same accompaniment for all versions?
It is the same.
It is. Yeah.
So why would it matter? Like, how would he even know?
I'm just repeating what Chris had said.
Okay.
Now, the version that you're going to submit next week is the preliminary version. So everybody, please submit one by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. Chris will put them all together and we'll have an opportunity to review that and see what it looks like and see what it sounds like. That will not be the final version. If that's your favorite one, yes, you can ask that one be used or resubmit it. But the exercise for next week is a preliminary exercise.
Really quickly, should we say 3/4 before we start singing, because that was not in the instructions?
Sorry about that. Yes, you should say it. That will help.
No, it's critical actually that we get you lined up that way. So thank you, Wendy.
So we do have until next Tuesday or Wednesday to get the recording in.
The preliminary one, yes.
Everyone's okay. Great. Thank you.
And I have a really stupid question. Forgive me for asking this, but is next Tuesday just for the Samakti Be'amrim or for both?
For both.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And you know, I think for a third of you, your preliminary might be as good as it gets. It might be just fine, and we'll discover that. But it gives you an opportunity to listen to it and then correct some things once you hear everybody together.
So will you let us know if you want us to redo it, or do we just?
Well, I don't know that I don't know that I'll be able to isolate who did what.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. Okay.
But some of your voices I can pick out, but I'm not sure that I would know that for everyone. Any other questions, Glenn?
I thought we were off next Tuesday for election.
We are, but next week is the week that you can on your own submit your recording.
Okay.
Clarify that date, Patricia, would you?
Well, it does say kind of vaguely by Tuesday, but I'm saying by Tuesday or Wednesday. It will give us enough time
Yeah.
to put it all together. Kindlin will be in touch with you to get you recorded.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Because the final date is the 17th, isn't it? Or
right.
Okay.
Anything else, everyone? It's such a pleasure to see you. I wish we were in person, but you know,
Helps.
We will at some point in the future, later. Anything else? Patricia, anything?
Just get your recordings in. Yay.
Right.
Here we go again.
Watch the Smoke and Steel tomorrow. It should be satisfying and rewarding. A nice reminder of what we accomplished. All right, everyone. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Miss you.
Hi, Albert. Were you having trouble getting your sound to work?
No.
No. Okay. It just seemed like you were trying to get logging on for a long time.
No, I was okay. I was actually late. Shame on me.
That's okay. As long as you got there.
So it was good seeing you. How are you?
Hanging in?
Yeah. Did you vote already?
I did, indeed.
Yeah, I did it. I got my ballot like 4 weeks ago on a Friday, and I got it, and I filled it out, and I ran it downtown, and then the next day I got the email saying that it was processed and that it was good. So
yeah, it's such a good feeling to know.
yeah, it is. It is. Yep.
The next good feeling will be to know that it was successful.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed, but I'm really worried.
Albert.
Yeah.
You got an email response?
Yes.
From the office?
Yes.
Okay.
You can actually go on the website, type your name in to check to see if it was processed. You can go on that county website, whatever it is, type your name in, and
Okay.
it'll tell you what the status of your ballot is.
Great to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got mine about a month ago and mailed it in right away, and Kathy's didn't come in till like a week later. And mailed it. And then she just waited till last week or so to take it down herself.
Yeah. But just go on that county website, type your name in, it'll tell you the status. So
Great.
Okay, cool. You're welcome. All right, bye everyone.
So Brian and Patricia,
yeah,
I'll see you tomorrow at 10, or we do
tomorrow at 10. Yeah. Where is Brian? I don't know that Brian is actually really there. so if 10 is okay for you tomorrow.
Yeah, but if we could do it now, it'd be better for me.
Well, like I said, I don't know that Brian's actually there.
Okay.
I think that's just
I'll see you
his
at 10
computer.
in the morning.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, have a good
Bye,
one.
Thomas. See you, neighbor.
Take care.
I'm sending my vibes over the river right now to you.
Thank you, I need them.
Okay, love you. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.